Alright, so today's gonna be a little different live because I've overstood. Let's see, I've overstood the. I've overstood over the years about how much is put onto the quote unquote black man. How much just stereotypes, the allegations, the lies. There's so many, and I'm just scratching the surface. That's not even scratching the surface. That's not even 1% of things that's been done, to the black man. My ancestors, like for real. And I was just thinking today, which I've always thought about, but it took so long. It took so long for this awakening. My ancestors today was telling me like I broke a generational curse, and not just one, but multiple of them, right? And they was just telling me do you realize how far, how long it took them, how long it took for this awakening to happen, like through my actual bloodline to get to me. So then I will be the one. We will be the ones gonna let it. Go lay down. Close the door, please. Lay down, Gaia. Like I was saying, for us, for I to be the one, for us to be the ones as a collective, as a whole, to break these generational curses. And they were just telling me today's my Earth Strong Day, and the awakening, the generational curse is not just one, but the one that I'm mainly going to talk about tonight is that generational curses start by lack of knowledge. First of all, that's just my opinion. But also, if someone is under a spell, if someone is under a curse or a spell, and they don't know that they're under it, or over it, you know what I'm saying? How could they break it? You see what I'm saying? And most of the time, we have to understand that the spell is the spelling. You know, it's literally that job that you're working at, the spelling over that building that's keeping you. That's in the spell. That's keeping you going there every day. Just those literal letters and numbers over your job at the title of those arches. You know what I'm saying? Literal words, symbolism is keeping you going back to that place. But how would one know that they're under a spell? Just with words and numbers and a couple of symbols. Right. We weren't taught these things. We weren't taught that you know words are literal spells, and then that is how they have used to overcome us as a people. No one is exempt. We sit here and act like color is a thing. Yes, color is a thing, and some people use it in different ways. But when it comes down to the terminology, when it comes down to the spell work that's been done on the people, it's literally been done by numbers, words, and letters. You know what I'm saying? Like coding. And this is what I know about the generational curse, that one of them that I have broken is knowing, inner knowing, You know what I'm saying? Knowing like they literally just got over the land by using numbers and letters. What's happening is that we're understanding that generational curses are started and even broken by understanding that they just use numbers and codes, numbers and letters in a certain form, in a certain code to to gain the land, to make the paperwork, to solidify certain things, to invent certain things, to create certain things. All they did was go in their laboratories, numbers and codes, numbers and letters. These automation systems, these quote unquote robots that's being made, ain't nothing but coding. So what I'm saying is, it's just like our ancestors. Some of my ancestors didn't know that. Ja, Rastafari. All right, thanks for everybody joining live. We sitting here talking about breaking generational curses and how they even started. You know, when we talk about gut health, that's a generational curse on our people. How eating collard greens and ham hocks and chitlins is supposed to be healthy. Eating pork it's a generational curse. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. You said I'm yapping, but I'm speaking truth, and that's why you said I'm yapping. Because if I was speaking truth, you would say that. But if I'm yapping, it's because you still eat meat. I'm not here to coddle nobody anymore. I'm sick and tired of these generational curses being put upon our people. He said robots, ancestors, and gut health. Pretty much, yeah, that's what we're talking about. I got a generational curse. All my family keeps dying on me. Well, I wouldn't say that they're dying. They're more transitioning. And you're supposed to be able to go through that. So then when others go through death, you're able to treat them on how to get through it. You see? AKA yapping. Well, if I'm yapping, well, you can get off my live if I'm yapping then, okay? Okay, well, there you go. That's what you get. But I have no remorse for anyone at this point. You know what I'm saying? That's choosing to do bad. I understand that no one is perfect. That we will have slip ups. I understand that we will have slip ups. But when it comes down to consciously saying, do I want to participate in this or participate in that? We all have a choice. This is why we need to have a collective, hold each other accountable, accountability. I understand that I've came a long way. My ancestors, I came a long way. Today's my Earth Strong Day. And my ancestors told me today, do you know how long it took? Do I believe in fate? I believe in certain things are fate, yeah. Like if someone was about to rob someone about to rob a bank and they shot up the whole place and you didn't get hit, that's fate. It wasn't your time. See what I'm saying? Like they meant to shoot the whole place up, but for somehow they dismissed you. See, I believe in certain things. I'm religious in my rituals, and I'm spiritual always. So I become religious. I do my rituals religiously, meaning I wake up, ground myself. That can be considered a ritual. I mean, religious in a sense. Some people call anything religion. So he said, "Stop the cap, you ain't. I ain't what? I ain't religious. No, I'm not religious. No." And when you speak of spiritual, you shouldn't have to. Someone can't prove anything to being spiritual. It's all about what you're talking about. It's about your intellect. If someone is spiritual or not, you can't just wear spirituality. That's the problem with today's time. People try to think that wearing spirituality is a trend. No, you can't wear spirituality. It's inside of you. You were born with it. It's your essence. It's my essence. Yep. Yep. Exactly. And you're talking to yourself. You're speaking to yourself. I'm glad that you're talking to yourself. You see, the thing is I don't get offended by things like this. I understand that I'm a Capricorn. You don't know anything about that. So that means my rising sign is a Capricorn. So that means how you see me, how you look at me, that's what you see. because that is what Capricorns, being a Capricorn rising is what they see, your appearance, what you come off as, and that's fine. If I was to see you, I could automatically give a perspective based off of what I think about you, but that don't mean that's who you are. You see, I understand that it took my ancestors so long to get to me, to get to this moment right here, for me to sit here and talk to you guys right here on live. My ancestors couldn't do that. My ancestors couldn't do that. Yeah, and that makes it even better because you don't know what I have, but guess what I do have? The Holy Spirit, and that's all that we need. You see, we worry about material things. That's the problem. We worry about material things to take away from our purpose. We focus on material things to take so we can focus on to not focus on our purpose. People buy these Xboxes, new phones, all these new gadgets because you're trying to turn away from your purpose. I didn't come on here to coddle nobody. They create these social media so people can turn away from their purpose. Don't be mad at me when I come on here speaking truth. Don't be mad at me because you still eat meat. Do I help the poor? Yeah, by feeding them knowledge. By sending them prayers, by praying for them. See, most people think that helping the poor is by giving them something. Yeah, giving them words, giving them your time. Giving giving a listening ear. Because some homeless people don't have nobody to talk to. Some poor people have nobody to talk to. See, I'm that person that has been homeless and that came from poverty, but then go back to the people to chill with the people, to let them know I'm no different from you. I'm just like you. I'm choosing to. Yes, I've been homeless. I came from poverty, but I've also been homeless on purpose, so I can see the people, so I can touch the people, so I can sit with the people. I understand that you can learn anything from anybody. Just because someone is homeless, I've learned some of the most wisest things I've ever heard came from a homeless person, a poor person. Someone that was quote unquote, had less than. But when you have wisdom, when you have knowledge, you can't go wrong. Only if this was my mom's basement. I definitely have, what? How many kids in the house? Yeah, okay. But see, at this point in my life, I have to understand and understand that the wiser I become, the more knowledgeable I become, the more hate will come my way. I've been getting hate my whole life. But I also get love from the Most High. So that's all that I really could care about. I'm going to be real. Like, there's times where things get rough. Yes, because as human beings, we sometimes want validation from our peers, from our people, from our own, loved ones. But I understand that my whole life, who has really loved me, who has really been there for me, and it has been the Most High. You see what I'm saying? He said, what little village you pop up from? Well, wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know who I am? Wouldn't you like to know who I am? And see, that's the thing. I've lived multiple lives. And every single time, it's the same. People look at me, they judge me, but they don't go that deep. They don't say, I feel like I should follow him. But I don't know why. I feel like he would lead me to where I'm supposed to be going, but nah, I'm good. I'm not ready for that yet. So my whole life, I've been getting this. People look at me and they sense something. They sense it. They say, it's something about him, but I don't know what it is. It ain't nothing. That was your fault for passing on by. See what I'm saying? I'm saying that from a place of humbleness. I'm understanding that I am here to help. I can see things that others can't see. I'm wearing a beanie at 100. It's not 100 something degrees in the house. You're never the same unless you learn from the one before. What I meant was, I'm not the same, but others approach me the same. Meaning, they look at me from a distance, judge me from a distance, but as soon as they try to get close, they realize, like, oh my gosh, like, where you been my whole life. That type of energy. Not like, no, I'm in love with you type of energy. No, like the safety, the comfort, the genuine love. Because don't get it twisted, we all judge people, but when it comes down to me, I judge off of how people treat children, how people treat older people, stuff like that. Stuff I'm like, I wipe my hands with people like that. When people do bad things to children, when people are bad to the elderly, I wash my hands with them. But I'm gonna be honest, when it comes down to anything else, like, I'm pretty much like, you know what? I don't care what you've been through. It is what it is. It happened. I'm still gonna love you. I'm still gonna be here for you. I'm still gonna give you words of wisdom. But we still gonna bring up everything that you have done, things of that nature. We're gonna learn from our past. That's who I am. I'm the person that you come to in a sense of when you trying to get from your past, but you want to learn from your past, you come talk to me. You see what I'm saying? I'm not too much into the future type thing. I'm more of taking someone's past and evaluating the patterns and saying, okay, this is how you got here. Okay, that makes sense. Well, you see how you got here? That's how you go into your future. Don't do these things that you did in your past. Very simple. But like I was saying, I realize, I understand that it took my ancestors a long time to get to this position to where I am right now. Meaning, just simply getting on live and speaking to you guys, sharing with you guys, talking with you guys, just being me. See what I'm saying? Like, my ancestors didn't have that chance. And it's not just my ancestors, it's our ancestors. Some of our ancestors didn't have this chance just to go get on the phone and go live and just to talk, just to vent, just to collaborate, just to, communicate. And this is what I'm understanding that, excuse me, it was even a fear. I'm supposed to be putting these clothes on. It was even a fear of my ancestors on the knowledge that they had. My ancestors had so much knowledge, but to the point where they were scared to tell the slaves their knowledge. They were scared to tell others their knowledge because they knew that, hold on, if this message got out, they knew where it came from. They knew. And it's the same with I. I'm understanding that I have a certain wisdom that I hold within I. But sometimes I get nervous and scared to share my wisdom. Why? Because of the generational curse that was put upon me. But we're talking about breaking curses. So when I get my confidence, see what I'm saying? That's what they don't want. They don't want me on here smiling. They don't want me on here happy. They don't want me calm. They don't want me chill. They want me slumped over and begging for money. I need some change. Oh, I'm out here looking bad. That's how they want me. They don't want me confident and smiling like this. They don't want me like this. But guess what? You had your chance. You had your chance. And nothing can kill my confidence no more. I could be off live tomorrow. I could have no phone tomorrow, today, right now. That's not what makes me. It was the journey that made me. It was the journey that made I. Something that no one can take away. It was the searching, every footstep that I was searching for, the journey that no one can take away. I don't have to go live every day. I know what I have been through to get to this moment in time in my life. I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about just simply the age of 30. Simply the age of 30, with the wisdom that I have, with the knowledge that I have, breaking generational curses. It took my ancestors so long. And now through me, through the collective, through the collective ancestors, are we gonna strive? So you that's watching this live, you're gonna strive. If you came on this live, you're gonna strive. You're going to strive. You're gonna break a generational curse as well. If you made it to this live tonight, you're gonna break a generational curse very, very soon, if you have not already. Because this is the energy vibration that is bringing in. It's already been called in for this year, and the next year, and the next year. All we doing over here is breaking generational curses after the next. We ain't got time for the BS no more. And it's simply by saying, I want to succeed. I want to be better than my past. No one is perfect. That's not what we're here to focus on. What we are going to focus on, though, is saying, I want to be better than I was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, growing up, the only person that I really was fascinated with, everyone has their idol, right? Was Kobe Bryant. And as I've gotten older, I understand overstaying more than ever. Why? Obviously, when he was playing, it was more of an energy, because I didn't really get to grasp his personality to the point where I would overstand as a kid. I did as a kid, have my, wisdom, but my intellect. But it's more of now knowing, like, hold on. Kobe was tapped into a different type of ancient ancestral knowledge, lineage, meaning he knew his people, he knew where they came from, he knew what they were about. You see what I'm saying? And this is different. When you look at how many, melanated black people, Kobe Bryant came up with his father, his mother, and sisters. He had a full family, meaning, hence why he was who he was, how hard he was to work, and the knowledge that he had and how he carried himself. You see what I'm saying about breaking generational curses? It took me this long to have this confidence and to still, to still be not, quote unquote, hindering my confidence, or, try not to show my confidence, is because of certain generational curses that were put upon me. But like I just said over here, we break generational curses. So it's no more of that. But I'm overstanding that we all come into this rim with certain things that we already having to break the chains off of us already. Some of us know some generational curses that we have to get off of us. Some of us know, like, my grandma used to go to church every Sunday faithfully, but outside of Sunday church, she never really do nothing. Stuff like that. Excuse me. Breaking generational curses of being fake. Saying if I'm going to church, I'm going to actually go to church for a reason. Not saying, I'm just going to church and then just going to be to the club, You know what I'm saying? Like that type of generational curse. That's more of something that's seen. But then we come into this rim with generational curses that we did not know that we had. These are the ones that I'm talking about. Hey, what's up? What's up? I'm speaking some real stuff over here. I want you guys to understand, like, I get it that everyone doesn't care about breaking generational curses, but I do. Because I know that's the doorway. That is the literal doorway for you to slide through to say, okay, I'm out of here. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's that little doorway to say, oh, I'm in there. I'm out of here. I break those chains. But if you have generational curses upon you and you don't know that they're there, how do you expect to break them? And in order to break them, you have to start speaking your truth. It's so many people. I'm an example. I'm not going to say people. I'm a true example of how many times I've gotten on live and just deleted the live. I'm a true example of saying I want to go live but didn't go live. I'm going to make a post but I ain't going to make a post. I know that I'm not the only one that has went through that. But I'm understanding, overstanding this. Every time I go live, I'm breaking another generational curse. So it makes me say, do I want to break generational curses or do? No, I do. And I know that you do as well. So you may just have to start going live and sharing your knowledge, sharing yourself. I'm not trying to belittle nobody. I'm speaking this way because I want you to know, like, hey, like, what's up, bro? What up? What's up, Jeffrey? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to understand and understand, like, if you really want to break a generational curse, do something that makes you scared. I will never forget, every time I got scared of something, I knew that it was something that I needed to work on. It was the indicator. My body would get the chills, get the shakes, or whatever, the bumps, the goosebumps, the sweats. And I knew every time that it happened to me, I knew, well, this is something I need to work on. It took me, the only time I ever skipped class, I'm going to give you a little short perspective, little story about me. The only time I skipped class ever in life was when I was scared to do poetry out loud in front of the class. But look at me now, on live. And not scared to talk in public either, especially when it's about real topics. I don't even talk in public unless it's about real stuff. I don't want no one to talk to me in public unless they ask me a real question. And it shows on my face. Don't approach me with bullshit. That's what my face looks like on the outside. This is what my face looks like right now, probably. Don't approach me with no BS. If we're going to talk about breaking generational curses, tapping into your natal chart spirituality, then you'll get a smile out of me. You'll get that side. You'll get to see that. But if you're coming at me with the BS, talking about candy, talking about GMO food, talking about rap and 808s, sorry, I don't want to talk about that. He said it took me until I was 40 to get over my fears. And I see Jeffrey. He said I got to 40 and stopped caring what people think. I just turned 30. Today is my Earth Strong Day. I appreciate that, and I'm so glad that you're in this live because you are a pure example how we're still able to overcome. You see what I'm saying? It's not even about the age, because age is how they say age is just a number, and in reality, we may feel that age, but we're not that age. You see what I'm saying? We have wisdom that's beyond that. Let's just get that out of things. So the age that we have in this flesh ain't even it. Our minds, our wisdom go way back. We just have to know that. We just have to know that we've lived before. Yeah, we have to know that and believe that and know that and stamp it. Because when you start to understand and understand, like, I do live through my ancestors. They lived through I. So why do they definitely say that nothing's new under the sun? Oh, that's why they say that. Because nothing is new under the sun. Everything that you have is access coded inside of you. I just recently, it was this year when I found this out. They was talking about Noah. They were saying Noah built the boat from the studying the ribs. I said, hold on. I said, okay. I said, I get it now. I get it now. Same reason how they say, about the Bible. How was people moving before the Bible exists? Please tell me. How was our ancestors moving before the Bible exists? They were looking upon the land for the clues in the search. They were looking upon the land. Now we're distracted. Got the phone, got the game, got the TV, the girls, all of this stuff. Never thought about that. Thought about what? Oh, you're talking about, yeah. What were they doing before we had a Bible? They had spirit. They knew certain things. And just like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. How did Noah know how to build a boat? From the rib cage. You see, we have all of this access to our knowledge all around us, the elements, all around us. But they do what? They keep our pineal gland closed. They calcify it. GMO food, bad music, low vibrations, low frequencies, low vibrational people, the air, the cell phone towers. But then, guess what? Our ancestors work in our favor. because then we adjust to the radiation. We balance it when we go ground ourselves. We ground it when we ground ourselves. We balance that radiation. We get rid of it. But guess what? They're not going to teach you to ground yourself every day. I was just thinking about this the other day. Anytime you watch TV, even though I barely watch TV, but when they make these commercials, when do you ever see someone in the grass grounding themselves? Most of the time I've seen, it's been on a commercial that's promoting some type of pill, and they're in the background doing all this. But they're promoting the pill the whole time. But they're in the background doing this, some type of yoga, doing this in the background, but they're promoting the pill. You see what I'm saying? Have you ever seen a commercial where they're promoting plant-based or just fruits and vegetables, and you see people just meditating and doing sound bowls? No. The revolution will not be televised. That's what they mean by it as well. They're not going to show you a fruit platter of some black person eating some watermelon and loving it, eating it all up, right? Because it's healthy. Not how they demonized it and made it sexual. No, because it's healthy and it's refreshing. And it's watermelon. It has water in it where you're supposed to be getting your water from, but we get it from the water bottle. But instead, they'll promote a water bottle right in your face, right? Yeah, they'll promote a water bottle with fake water dripping off of it and put it right in a commercial, and boom, Gatorade. Do I need to say the names? Propel. Come on now, stop it. Come on. Like, they're not going to promote that stuff. They're not going to promote it. So this is why I'm saying this is why I'm saying I started live saying that it took so long for my ancestors for here to speak, because it's not just me speaking. I'm speaking. My ancestors are speaking through I. We have to understand and understand that. When people look at me, it's not just me that you're seeing. These are my ancestors that speak through me. So when people judge me, they're judging my ancestors. When the people judge me, you're judging my ancestors. You're not judging me. You see what I'm saying? So I want you guys to understand that it's okay to be misunderstood. It's okay to have failed. He said, but how do we change the world to get back? We start by grounding ourselves every day. Start there. Start grounding yourself every day and go knock on your neighbor's doors and start telling them, hey, it's grounding time. And do this multiple times a day. Knock on their door. Make it a community thing. Everyone start grounding themselves. He said, I hear you. I can't see words coming out of your mouth. He said, I hear you. Okay, but I know. No, I'm not Jamaican, but I definitely represent Rastafari, Selassie I. But I am Caribbean though. My ancestors are from the Caribbean islands. So I got that tang. I am that. I know how to chuck it. I know how to chuck. You know what I'm saying? I am that. So, and that's another thing about me. Like, I don't really show the embodiment of everything that I am at once. I'm funny. I'm goofy. I'm serious. I'm what do you call it? Everyone gets angry, but I'm not really always angry a lot. But I have every emotion, but I only show certain ones. And the ones that I'm working on next is showing more of, what do you even call this? When I'm saying I want to show more of my dance moves, like not dance moves I want to show more, but more of my, what do you say? I don't even know what to call it. What do you call it? Like when I want to just show more of how the body moves. Jamaica. Yeah, man. Come from Trenchtown. Trenchtown. You from Trenchtown? We free the people with music. Can we free the people with music? With music, oh music. He said, "You overstand?" Yeah, man, I overstand. But like I was saying, y'all, like I'm just so happy and proud to say that I've reached a point in my life where my ancestors are proud, and I just remember when I was in a relationship one time, and I was gonna make an album, and it was gonna be called Ancestors, and that was the beginning of 2020. But I'm officially now ready to like actually start that album. And what I mean, like, what I really mean by that is just like, you said Mobe. What's Mobe? What's Mobe? That must be that must be, what do you call it? Like the slang. But, like, I'm basically saying, like, now I wanna work on the album. He said, I am the way of truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. That's right. That's right. And to say, think about Jesus, who they say Jesus is, right? They did Jesus so wrong, bro. You know, I'm not super religious, but I know from a spirituality standpoint, like I can visualize how they did Jesus so bad because he was the only one speaking out and strongly, like with so much faith in knowingness that they had to do that to him. Everything around them told them to do it because they couldn't understand it. They couldn't grasp. Where is he getting this from? Why are these people following him? Why is this happening? Why? They couldn't grasp it. So the only thing that they could do was crucify him. The only thing they couldn't comprehend. They couldn't get it. They didn't get it. So he knew that he was going to be, he knew. Christ knew that he was going to be the sacrificial lamb. That's why he rose again, right? That's why God, the Most High, allowed him to rise again, right? Right. I understand that I'm not the most religious, but I do understand that it's very simple. When you're the only one speaking out, when people look at you a certain way, they're going to try to wipe you off. It's not rocket science. When they're confused, when they don't get what you're saying, when they don't understand your angle, they're going to think that it's bad. Because they don't understand, they don't overstand, they don't get it. That's what I'm getting now. Thank you, John. Why when others don't get something that an individual is saying, they demonize it? Why is that? Is that just our human nature? If anybody can answer me that answer me, that's in the live. Why is that? Why does things that others don't get right away? Why is it demonized? That's a great question. I mean, it's an obvious answer, but I really want to know, why does ones that talk about topics and are into things that others don't really know much about, why is it demonized? He said, I'm new. What we talking about? We talking about how come when we talk about hidden knowledge and things of that nature, why is it demonized instead of, approached with more of like a, let me hear them out type of, approach? Why is it automatically demonized? Is that just our human nature because of fear gets involved? Like, I don't know what they're talking about. They talking about some stuff and it makes like fear approach? Or it's just like, what is it really? Because it's been so many times that I felt this about myself. Like, I can be somewhere or just talking or just being myself, right? And people think that I'm evil. But then they realize, like, hold on. No, he's just speaking truth. That's hidden knowledge. So it makes people scared. You see what I'm saying? He said, because some people only want what they believe. Oh, sheesh. There you go. And I'm understanding now. I understand now. Like, I understand why, Jah gave me this path of not having validation. Truth makes people uncomfortable. Absolutely. And my mom always told me as a child, the truth shall set you free. That is the number one thing I will always remember from my mama. No matter what happens, I will never forget that. And it is the best thing that she could have ever told me. Because it freed me. It made me be honest with myself. It made me say, you know what? Anytime I'm going through anything, even now, if I'm going through something, I have to see the truth in it. I have to. I have to. I have to say, you know what? That's true. That is true. I can't deny that. That's true. You see what I'm saying? Like, I have to. I have to accept and say, you know what? That's true. You see what I'm saying? So, but I also know that there's a reasoning why I'm a Capricorn rising and I come off as a certain vibration. Because if others get past that vibration, thanks for the love. If others get past the flesh of I, they can see like, oh my goodness, like, where you been at my whole life? You know what I'm saying? It can really be that relationship of like, oh my goodness, like you're the best. I love you. But then there's ones that don't get past the flesh. They don't get past the flesh. They look at me and they judge. And they judge. And they judge. And they keep piling the judgment on top. To the point where, oh, now I'm 100% evil to you now because you didn't give me a chance. But that's your fault. Because I know who I am. You see what I'm saying? Aquarius rising. Hey, Jasmine. Aquarius rising. Okay. He said, what if a man's for this shall gain the world and who shall lose his own soul? That's right. Bob Marley said it too. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Just don't lose your soul. Hey! Wisdom is better than silver and gold. To the bridge. Hey! When there's a will, there's always a way. When there's a will, there's always a way. Zion train is coming our way. Get up for now. Bob Marley, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I always knew who Bob Marley was, right? As a kid, not really. But when 2020 hit, I sat in the house and I listened to Bob Marley. I still didn't get it. I still did not get it. 2025, I know exactly who Bob Marley was. Because he lives through I as well. The knowledge, the wisdom, the vibration, the soul, the Caribbean islands. I can feel my ancestors back in the time when Bob was here. You see? Because when I hear the music, I'm like, I feel it. I love it. I wish that I was a part of it. I want to make it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm understanding that Rastafari is a consciousness. And when Bob Marley said that, it took me, I said, hold on. Rastafari is a consciousness. It's a way of life. It's your everyday. It's your everyday, every moment, how you are spending your time, your days. And what I understand that through Rastafari, you cannot go wrong. He said, what do you look for in a man? Well, I don't know what you mean by that, but I don't like men like that. But if you're talking about as a homie, as a business partner, what I see in a business partner, homie, is someone that can be honest with me. You see what I'm saying? Because I want someone that when I'm doing wrong or if I'm wrong, to say, yo, you are wrong, bro. That ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Or if if I'm doing like some business, right, and someone say like, hey, hold on, you might wanna check those papers because like I don't trust that person. I need someone that's honest. Well, I'm not into that, but I don't discriminate. You know, I don't turn away nobody. I'm just not into that. You know, I'm not like, oh, you know, I love everybody. Don't get it twisted. I have my limits. You see what I'm saying? He said, I might chill out. See, listen. Don't even. You know, it's okay. These are things that I've been approached with my whole life. I'm used to it. I was a kid. I was a kid who had long braids like Bow Wow, and I'm getting called a girl. You see what I'm saying? I know that I have a equal balance between my feminine and masculine side. It's okay. It's okay. He said, "How do you do, fellow humans?" Well, I don't consider myself human, but I'm just kidding. I would consider myself human-like, yeah. But hey, we good over here. We're talking about breaking generational curses. We're talking about breaking generational curses, and basically, like, it starts by the things that you eat, uh, how you wake up in the morning, in the rising, and now I just said that I said morning, but I said rising, and the words that you speak. He said that's not the energy. He said, but that's not the energy you're giving. Yeah, I know. I mean, people gonna say what they want to say. He said, but you answered very well. I mean, see, it's only because I'm not the type of person that's try to demonize people. He said, I'm a female. You keep saying, I'm sorry, that was an accident. But I'm understanding, overstanding that I'm not the type of person that is going to just throw people to the edge. You see what I'm saying? Meaning like just get out my face type of energy. Unless you, like I said earlier, that you have hurt some children, or you're mean and harmful to the elderly. Those people, I throw to the wolves. I have no patience for. But anyone in between there, I somewhat have a, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? We could, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of energy. How to break generational curses. Consistently invest. Okay. Jasmine is not female, it's a transgender, I know. Okay, well, damn, that profile pic says he. Yo, y'all here wild, bro. What y'all got going on? See, this that low vibrational stuff. Or it's some people in here that needs to break some generational curses. Come on now, who is it? Raise your hand. Don't leave the live now. There's somebody in here that needs to break a generational curse. Where my cards at? Well, I guess it's that time. Somebody got to break a generational curse, and we're going to do it right here with these cards. Look, right on time. 777. Yep, perfect timing. Let's do it. It seems to be a kind man. Hey, regardless of who the entity is, they can talk on the live. I'm not against nobody. As long as everyone keeps it respectful. He said, my life is beautiful. As long as everyone keeps it respectful, my soul is beautiful. Absolutely. Listen, I'm not against nobody. All I know is that everyone has a certain way of life that they choose to live. It's not up to I to judge someone's way that they live their life. Meaning, I'm not the final judge, but I will judge if it's approached to me. Don't get it twisted. I will judge. But if it's not approached to me, what am I judging for? See? Well, I think somebody here got to break a generational curse. Well, since we're talking about what we're talking about, I think I talk about Rastafari, and I live natural. So you get where I'm going here, right? We live natural over here. Yes, I and I are one with the Most High. We live natural over here. So it's not about demonizing the next person. It's just simply saying we live natural. And everyone knows what is natural. When you can procreate, that is natural. When you can't, that ain't natural. Right. Well, if you are you ain't gotta defend yourself. You know who you are if you are. I can bear. If you know who you are, you ain't gotta explain it. He said, "What does live natural mean?" Um, living natural is not going against what the body tells you to do. So basically, what I'm saying is, it's just like, let's be real. Some people smoke tobacco. Well, they say don't let smoke in your lungs. Well, you see what I'm saying? Natural. I mean, tobacco. I mean, that's natural in it, but you see what I'm saying? Like some people smoke tobacco, but I'm saying they smoke tobacco without the filter. You could speak to someone, Indians, they used to smoke tobacco. Someone lived to 100 some years old. But guess what? You add a filter to a cigarette, and the filter is what kills, not the tobacco. So do you? So don't you eat any candy? Not anymore. No, not really. No. Isn't it how it's consumed? Talking about tobacco. Yeah, I was basically saying like if you're going to inhale smoke, do it natural like tobacco, not with a filter on it in a cigarette with a tobacco, because the filter is what's killing, not the tobacco. He said, "Do I eat candy? No, I don't eat candy. I said that already. But don't get it twisted. I eat like little gelatin stuff, like little gummies every now and then. But I don't eat candy now." She said, "Do you have a high end standard or low standards according to the way you want to live? Just according to how I want to live. I'm gonna say a little bit of both, but I'm gonna say low standards when it comes down to I'm like a minimalist, but I don't want a lot of things, but I would say the things that I have, I want to be high maintenance. You dig what I'm saying? So if I have a house and a washer and dryer and a bed, the only thing in my house, it's gonna be the best washing machine, dryer, and the best bed. You dig what I'm saying? But in a small area. You see what I'm saying? Like I want to live more like that. Like I want to have nice things and great things, but I don't want a lot of things. I like things that's like longevity. So if I have like one guitar that I know that's gonna last a long time, like I don't need five, six guitars. I have one that's gonna last. If that one breaks, then I'll get another one. That's the kind of person that I am. He says, so my water filter kills me. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Probably in a sense because we need water from the fruits. We're not supposed to be drinking. You see what I'm saying? We need water from fruits. He said, I like these vapes. He said, I like these vapes, not natural. Yeah, I know they're not natural. And we gonna hear about them vapes coming up soon. It's already happening. I'll never the he said, I think it's the chemicals in the filter that he yeah, of course it is the chemicals in the filter. It's no chemicals in the filter though. Oh, you talking about the vapes. No, you right. You may be right about the vapes. But guess what? Do you have to charge your vape? Oh, see now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Now we're getting down to the aluminums and that's going into the body. Trust me, I am a prime example. I have used these things too. So I'm not talking about anything that I do not know about. He says, so if you want more things to have, what's missing before that? And the real result is realizing it. Meanwhile, step by step, what should be changed instead? He says, so if you want more things to have, what misses before that? And a real result of realizing it meaningful step by step. What should be changed instead? That's an interesting question. I'm not sure how you're asking it, but he said, should we only get water from fruits? I wouldn't say only from fruits, no. I would definitely say like if you can drink water, drink the spring water, you know what I'm saying? But we have to understand that we're supposed to be getting our water from fruits. And I'm speaking to a certain type of beings that when you use the fruits, it activates your pineal gland and all of that good stuff. See what I'm saying? For God so loved the world that he gave his only unique son. So that everyone who trusted in him may have everlasting life instead of being utterly destroyed. That's beautiful. Absolutely. And the thing is, when it comes down to Christ, I see Christ in every last one of us. When they say do as what Christ would do, I see Christ in every last one of us. That is why I'm so like internally forgiven. That's why I try my best to see the best in everybody. It's because I can see the light in everybody. It's just been hidden. It's just been dimmed. See what I'm saying? So, am I religious? So you are. I'm not really super religious. I'm more spiritual. I'm a little bit balanced between both because I understand that if I'm too religious, I'm not able to tap into my ancestors fully. So that allows me to understand, religion, but to have to be spiritual so I can overstand everything that my ancestors need me to know while I'm here. He said, bro, it tickles my spirit the fact that you think somebody would take advice from you. I needed a good laugh before bed. Well, I'm glad you're getting a good laugh. You want to know why? Because you're exactly showing me exactly what I need to continue to be doing. Thank you for telling me everything that I need to continue to be doing. I'm sending you love, Jay. Thank you so much from the heart. Thank you so much because you're showing me that when it comes down to ones that believe that you got to have a PhD, you got to go to college, you got to go through all of these courses just to know something. Whatever happened to tapping into your ancestors? Oh, Babylon don't teach you that. Whatever happened to saying, you know what? I'm not working 9 to 5 no more. Oh, I got my time back. Oh, now I'm able to tap into my ancestors. Oh, I'm not going to school. I'm not in college. I'm not wasting my time under Babylon. Oh, I got more time to tap in with my ancestors. Oh, to gain my spiritual gifts. Oh, how else do you think you're supposed to gain your spiritual gifts? Job, school, worrying about what you're going to wear, worrying about what you're going to eat, worrying about what you're going to smell like, worried about everything else except getting on your path and tapping into your ancestors and actually gaining your spiritual wealth and gifts. I'm sorry, let me go back down, y'all. He said, oh, I just started something. Oh, yeah, you definitely started something. Thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate that. Maybe it's not about over. Maybe it's about deeply. Or maybe it's not about understanding. Instead, it could be perspective. You're right. That's just the way I speak. I got my own lingo. It's not about an innocent person, but God's love us so much that he came down to redeem us. See, hold on. Everything is perspective. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Everything is perspective. And we're going to change our perspective tonight. Hold on. Let me read these right quick. What did I do wrong? Why can't my spirit be tickled when you talk? It's okay. Your spirit's tickled because it knows that I'm speaking truth, but it's tickled because it's slowly awakening without you even knowing. That's why it's laughing. It's laughing because it's laughing that you're being taught things through your subconscious mind that you think that you're just sitting here watching me, but you hear my voice is actually awakening something inside of you. A good question, Jasmine. Okay. He said, but God, why does he have to redeem his creation? Why would God need to send someone to die for what he created? I don't really understand that part. I agree with you. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so first of all, we're going to speak on this. The Bible that we know has been written how many times by who? Who? A lot of people, right? Okay, bet. It's been translated and translated and translated and translated. So you must know that there were a lot of stories taken out of the Bible. Hence why when you would go to church sometimes, or when people go to church, they see all the old people with these big old Bibles, and they got the old Bible, right? They're like, why don't you just get a new Bible? They got that Bible from the 70s because it still has certain verses in there that's not in the new Bibles. The Bible that you know today does not have the stories in it. All the stories in it. Not one Bible that any of our ancestors have touched that came out from Babylon's system had all the correct information still in it. The Bible was made with left out information in it. That's all you need to know. And that's why it's so hard to understand. It's so hard to understand what happened with Jesus in the Bible. It's because they left stories out. Oh, my bad. I said perspective. It's perception. You're right. Based on assimilation, based off them, not just the brain works there. Well, so where is the correct Bible? Even if the Ethiopian Bible says the same. The correct Bible lies within you and your ancestors. Start tapping in, and you will start to know, where did I get this knowledge from? It didn't come from a book. Oh, that came from the Most High. Oh, that came from my ancestors. That's something that they must have been into. Oh, I do have ancestral knowledge. They can speak to me. All you have to do is start eating right, grounding yourself, cleansing, fasting yourself to the point where when you ground, the earth can speak to your body and speak to you. The animals, when you pass them, can give you wisdom. The trees will start to talk to you. You thought that Pocahontas was fake. You thought when she was speaking to the tree no, she was really speaking to a tree. The tree was giving her wisdom. Whew. He said what? He said it happens before he's back. We don't have a Bible from the time of Jesus. Yes. So what did they do when they didn't have a Bible? They kept the faith. There is just God within us. Yes, there's God within us and God around us. Would you rather save your car from a fire or save your family from the fire? What kind of question is that? What kind of question is that? God is not within us. Oh, see? Mr. X War, you're wrong. We are not part of God. You're wrong. See, it's different. It's different if you're saying we don't speak the language of God. Then you're right. You're absolutely right if you're saying that we don't speak the language of God. No, because God moves on a whole different realm. No, we don't speak that language. But that don't mean that God isn't within us. Let's get that right. It's like a reset, relapse thing. It is the way it is and how it will be. So, I understand, overstand that when it comes down to hidden knowledge, I was very much scared of it as well. I'm going to just say that. And what I mean by scared is fear. Fear is what? What's the name said it the best? Infinite waters. Fear. False evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real. Fear is the number one thing that stops our people. God is evil. It's called balance. Well, if you want to go as far as terminology, I guess you can say that to a degree. When people talk about, oh, that person was a god, or that person was like a god, they sometimes end up becoming evil. When certain people get power, and then they get their people to look at them as a god, and they can sometimes become evil, things of that nature. I get where your perspective. I get it. I get your perspective. Don't get it twisted. I understand what you mean. But when it comes down to, he said, there is different good without evil. Yin and yang. Okay, see? You're right. You're right about that. You're right about yin and yang. Yes, balancing the scales. There is definitely good without evil. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of us, and we're all human, we demonize things, and it may seem like it's evil, but it's only because you may not understand it. And let's just be real. Let's just keep it a stack. Let's just keep it a stack. Let's keep it real. I got these cards in my hand, right? Someone might come in my live and say, "Oh, he's doing witchcraft. He's in the tarot." But is that evil when it's all positive things on here? It's all about perspective, like he said. It's all about intentions as well. It's all about intentions as well. Are you a Christian or a man of Abrahamic faith? I'm a Rastafari. That's who I am. Unless you know evil as well to compare. No, there's a different things. See, there's a difference between knowing evil and feeling evil. I am an empath. I know that there's some people on this live that has done evil. I don't have to know exactly what you have done to know that. But doesn't mean that I can't feel it. But that doesn't make me evil either. Just because I can feel energy don't make me evil. That means that the evil spirit just passed through me. I just felt it. See? He said, me falling and you helping me up has nothing to do with evil or good. I guess you're right. I mean, I guess I don't know what you mean by that, but I guess you mean what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. That's what you're saying? Nice hat, bro. I appreciate it. My other hat is somewhere else. That's really my thing. I think I just be having a lot of hats. I wear different hats. Because I can be spiritual. I am spiritual. I also am an artist. I make beats. I also do readings. Like I wear many hats. So thank you for liking my hat. He said, Jasmine, me picking you up would be good. he said, smoke a joint. I would smoke a joint if I could right now. I would. You know, I would right now if I could. Okay, you picking me up is good, but you can still be. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. You right. You right about that because it's happened to me a lot of times. Because I'm gonna keep it real. Evil to me, at this point in my life, someone is demonized evil to me when they're going against their temple. That's how you know if someone's evil or not. When they know better and they still choose not to do better. That is demonized evil to me. It don't matter the actions, quote unquote. Obviously the actions matter, but it's more of like the mindset. Is them saying, you know what? They know that eating fruits and vegetables are healthy for them. But they're making the conscious choice to not do that. You're demonized as evil to me. You're evil. I love you too. I appreciate it. He said yes, because that wouldn't be good. That would be evil. I don't need to do both. I can just be good. Yeah, you can. Yeah, we back on here. I apologize, y'all. My phone died. My phone died. But like I was saying though, like I understand, overstand that when it comes down to good and evil and all that good stuff. Hold on one second. Everything is simply about vibration. If we want to be technical and all this good stuff, focus on vibration and frequency. because someone is saying like, "Oh, I'm not a." I think it was Jasmine Williams on here saying that something about like being good. It's about frequency, because you can say that you're a good person, right? But you're only good from your perspective. But from somebody else's perspective, you may be bad, because simple as this: you say you're a good person, right? But you're in your car listening to R&B music. Okay, what's so wrong with R&B music? Well, if you listen to R&B music, do you remember the time that R&B was like some of these R&B songs was made? So a lot of these R&B songs was made from lust. Right. So someone saying that they're good, how do you know that you're good? You're quote unquote good from your perspective because you don't think that certain things are bad. You don't think certain things are low vibrational. Do I think do I think do I think do you think that you're a good person? Um no, I think I'm a great person. You want to know why? Because I don't care about surface level things about people. I know that I'm a great person. I don't need no one to tell me. I know that I'm a great person because it's about my intentions. You see what I'm saying? I know my intentions. When I come here and get on live, yeah, everyone wants a big audience. Yeah, everybody wants to make passive income. But in reality, I care about the well-being of humanity, the consciousness, the mind, the body, what people are doing on their daily basis. My intentions is to come on here and speak to you guys to say, let you guys know, like, it's okay to be tapped into hidden knowledge. That's what your ancestors was doing. That's what they demonized the ancestors to do. Let's be honest. Back in the day, yes, we obviously know that some people were doing some weird and witchcraft and witchy stuff in these certain areas of life, but not everyone was into the potions and witchcraft in a negative way. Some actually used it for healing. Some actually used it for the betterment of humanity. But others demonized it. Do you show up for humanity in all ways? Or just preach about it? Well, first of all, I'm not preaching. You can call it that. But second of all, me showing up for humanity is by being my true self. That's what showing up is. Showing up is saying, you know what? I'm going to lead by example. That is how showing up can be. He said, how much for a PDF is God? How much of a PDF is God? What? I don't get that question. How much of a PDF? I feel like I feel slow for a second, but then again, I'm like, is this a real question? Oh, how much of a pedo is God? I guess we ain't going there because I don't know what God you pray to, but or whatever God that you believe in, but Rastafari, Selassie, my ancestors ain't that. Seen? But like I said, we're only I about to say one is only looked at as good from their own perspective. Look like Bob the Builder in the back. He said look like Bob the Builder but black. Well, that's funny. Yeah, because I'm here to build y'all up. I'm here to give you energy to build you up. Seen? God looks like all CP ever created. Anyways, I am here as Ajamandan. I am here in this room. Yes, I'm a person that participated in Babylon before. Yes, I went to the clubs before. Yes, I have worked a regular job before. I am normal just like you to a certain degree, though. My DNA, my ancestors, spirits, just spirit, the Most High speaks to me differently because of why? Because of my journey. When I lived in the mountains, I was not scared. See? You see? You see, you get rewards from the Most High. You get your gifts back when you remove certain things. When you remove Babylon's perspective from things. You see? So when I lived in the mountains, someone could have said, "Oh my gosh, you were in the mountains. You could have got eaten by a bear," or all this negative stuff, right? And that I could have been scared of. But guess what? Instead, I walked outside purposely at night, purposely in the snow, purposely to see what is there to really be scared of, because I'm still here. I did not get eaten by a bear. Nothing happened to me. But if it was up to someone else, they would say, "Don't go to the mountains. You could get eaten by a bear." Remove the fear. We everyone is scared to die. I'm not saying everybody, but I was at one point afraid to die. But apparently, we die every time we go to sleep. You wake up a different person. But do we know that every time? No. Some people say you die when you sleep. No, I don't die when I sleep. I'm still up. I'm still here. But that's just hidden information that may sound like it's evil or negative, but it's just your perspective, your perception, and how you choose to look at it. You see, to look at it as a highly vibrational way of thinking, saying like, "Oh, that means when I go to sleep, I'm renewed when I wake up." Or you can look at it as a negative vibration, saying like, "No, you talking about death. I ain't dead." You see what I'm saying? Like, it's all about one's perspective. And I understand that when it comes to talking about death, and I like to say transition, people don't like to we don't like to talk about these things because it's not that it's true. Chris Brown said it best. He said, "I still believe that we don't die." And then the ad-lib says, "No, we don't. Because we don't." You have to understand that you have all the access codes within you. You have everything that you need around you. I was a firm believer on I needed things to enhance myself. But in reality, all I needed was myself. Seen? Some of us get so hyped up in the material things like the clothes and, I need this to look this way, or I need this person beside me to look this way, or I need this certain amount of this car to look. No. All you need is you. All you have to do is step up to that plate and start swinging. You already have everything that you need. And I was one of those people like that always looked outside of myself. That's why I speak the way that I speak now. That's why I have the confidence and the knowledge and just the overall, charisma to say like whatever needs to be said through my ancestors with confidence. And I don't care how it has to be said because I come from a place of doubting myself. I come from a place of saying why me? That place. We all all of us sometimes go through that. But I understand also that many are called, but few are chosen. And that is not something that I take lightly. That is not something that is just to say. No, it's a real thing because it's a choice to say, no, I want to know the hidden things. It's a choice to say, you know what, I want to allow my ancestors to move through me. I'm going to tap into things that they want me to tap into. I'm gonna do things that go against the grain. Seeing? And one of them was this right here. You know, it was so many times that I thought that having cars was negative. You know what I'm saying? So many times I thought that having cars was negative. Wrong. Was so wrong. That's just what Babylon wanted I to think, so I wouldn't tap into my spiritual gifts. I have a question from Mango VR. Can you give workout advice? I need to lift 160-pound beer keg in each hand. What do I need to do to be able to do that? And what's bad? My dad's friend who bartended. If I did, I would get $40. Well, even though I don't, you know, care about beer kegs, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna say, calisthenics. Start learning how to lift your own body weight. Start doing things like this. Start doing things like this. How could I see? Start doing things like this. Start learning how to just lift your own body weight. Just start like that. Just start doing things like this. Start doing that. Start lifting your own body weight. He said, Kendrick, stop. You know, the craziest, not the craziest part, the most amazing part about the word Kendrick is I didn't realize that it meant like the word Kendrick was like Kendrick's spirit. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know like Kendrick was like kind spirit. I didn't realize that until like maybe like 2 years ago. Oh, you're welcome. No problem. No problem. I mean, I'm here for all types of advice. You know, all one has to really do is tell me from a real perspective of what they need help with, and I'm able to tap in. See, I'm not someone that had to go through different doors to gain this knowledge. The different doors was life, was the journey, was being left out in the woods. You see what I'm saying? Like that type of energy. Is I also don't know your head looks like. It's okay, bro. It's okay. I mean, it is what it is. He said, if I do, I will donate $10. Well, I appreciate that. I got everything in my description. I got Cash App, I got Chime, and I got Venmo. I appreciate every donation. I have a newborn. See what I'm saying? And everything that the knowledge that I'm tapping into right now is everything that will be passed to her. See what I'm saying? And I appreciate everything that, you know what I'm saying? Everything that comes to me goes to the family, goes to the tribe, goes to the channel. And you know, I do readings. I do readings every day on my channel. I make a post every morning, every rising. I ground myself and I do a reading and I put it on my channel. But I also am starting to do personal readings. So if you guys want any readings, hit me up. You know, give me a description of what you're going through or what you feel or what you even want to tap into. And these cards are meant to uplift. It's meant to uplift. It's meant for you to have more knowledge. You know, in the Bible, since everyone wants to talk about the Bible, yes, we love the Bible. We love anything knowledgeable that gets us to that next level, right? That I remember when I used to be so like flip floppy with astrology and with tarot cards and with just spirituality, period, and like 4D, 5D consciousness, things of that nature. And I just remember that every time I got scared about it, it told me that was something that I had to be into. Like I was just talking about earlier when I did poetry out loud. I used to be scared of poetry out loud. And it showed me, no, that's something I had to tap into. Because why am I getting so nervous? You know what I'm saying? It's like a past life memory type of thing. Like, like what's making me get to the sweats when I'm on the spot? You see what I'm saying? Like, why does that happen to me? Yes, we all, it could even be generational, from pops or mom. Because I found out recently this year that even you know, certain like obviously vibrations and traumas can be passed down, but like even being shy and things that we may not know can really trickle down on into our DNA. I forget the correct terminology of it, but it's very true. How many years have you served in prison? Well, I've been on Earth for 30 years, so 30 years. Yeah, Earth is the prison. Yep. I'm just kidding, but I'm basically saying like, come on now. We see where we live at. We ain't supposed to be living like this. We ain't not supposed to be drinking water from water bottles that's been sitting in plastic and in factories for who knows how long, and then it goes into our body. No, we're supposed to be eating off the trees. We're supposed to be eating off the land. Oh, okay. So how long have I been in prison? Oh, okay. No, it ain't thanks to Trump. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop doing that. Y'all need to stop doing that to Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not sitting here saying I'm a Trump supporter, but y'all need to stop demonizing Trump when he, first of all, when there was many of him before him. So why are we demonizing him when there was many before him that paved the way? He's just doing things that he was taught. So what are we mad at him for? When his DNA is the reason why, you see? Yeah. Why are we doing? I'm not saying that Trump is the worst of the worst. No, I'm not sitting here saying that Trump is this or Trump is that. But what I am going to say is, why are we sitting there acting like he ain't being used? Is it really him? Or is he being used? See? And that's the difference between people, because they don't even know when they're being used. That's the problem in this world. We got entities and vibrations and frequencies on this rim that don't even know that they're being used. Yeah, you're being used at that job that you love. Oh, you're saying used by who? Okay. So if you work a 9 to 5, right, and you just love your job, you're being used to show the next generation. So if you're working a 9 to 5 job, right, let's just say, and you love it so much, right, these children see you going to work every day. You're being used to show them that going to a 9 to 5 job and being happy is the way to go. Hey, take it how you want it, but I'm just saying, you said, oh, they sign up to be used as president. Pretty much, yes, they do. They signed up, of course they do. Just like when these artists and these rap artists, they sign up their life when they end up being sacrificed, or when they quote unquote get on drugs, they know what it comes with. No, you know you're being used by an employer. Yes. Okay. See, this is the problem that I have with certain, not a problem, but when it comes down to having the patience, we have to understand that a boss has a boss, has a boss, has a boss, that stems from somewhere. That then tell this person to do this, that then tell this person to do this, then that tells this person to do this. So when you want to talk about being used, yeah, that person may not directly be being used, but somewhere in that line, someone is being used. So you are as well, because you're part of that line. Take it or leave it. I get it. I get it. I post WWE content, figure shorts on my channel. That's what's up. I don't really watch WWE no more, but hey, that's what's up. This U.S. is a business. Yes, the U.S. is a business, but guess what? They are not the beginners. The British was the beginners. They turned America into America based off of how Britain was being ran. Right. Hence why Queen Elizabeth got so much land over here, right? How she got so much land? Or had, or whatever. She still, I think she passed away, but I don't even know. Like, how did she have so much land? Because it was set up from them and then taken to the Americas. The same type of system. They just made it a whole different way. But it started from a certain base. And this is how you know it came from a certain base. because who are the ones that's in, who's in the higher ups at this race of life in the U.S. That's how you know it came from it was taken from somewhere else, because the same people are in power. See, this is what get me when y'all make stuff make it seem like it's so hard to tap into. It ain't nothing hard to tap into. They took the Americas took certain knowledge from a certain place and just brought it over here. The good and the bad. Pretty much. The U.S. is being controlled by China and a whole bunch of other people. The U.S. is not the U.S. Trump ain't Trump. If anything, Trump is trying to get the U.S. to be actually the U.S. again, when it was standing on its own foundation. But as we can see, the presidents that came before him was trying to shake hands with everybody and work with everybody. But in reality, what Trump is trying to do is to get the country back to where we are able to stand on our firm 2 feet and say, we are America and we don't need y'all. But other presidents wanted to work with everyone, so we would need them, to the point where, how did we get here now? We can't get nothing from here that don't come from China. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, because of the presidents before. Exactly. But y'all want to demonize Trump because he's actually trying to get things back to the land and stay here, to rebuild that foundation again. But you see, demonize people that actually are trying to set a foundation. I don't know all of Trump's good and bads, but I can see with my third eye, I can clearly see that, it seems like they're just trying to get America to just stay in America and stop trying to mingle with everybody. And I understand why. You said, do you do personal readings with these cards? Yeah, I do. I'm actually, I did some of my family already. And yes, I do personal readings. I start at $15, but I mean, 5 is good, 10 is good. It depends on how long the reading is. Can I pull a card for you? Of course I can pull a card. I normally don't just pull a card, like one card, but I actually like shuffle a certain amount of times. I have my own way. I'll see what I can do. Yeah. I mean, hey, whatever you can donate, I appreciate it. It's my Earth Day today too. Babylon's terminology, it's my birthday today, August 20th, but I call it Earth Strong Day. What kind of cards are they? Whatever way you do it, thanks. Gotcha. These are my natal chart cards. But they're basically terminologies about the affirmation cards, the affirmations on the back, and terminologies on the front. So this one came out. Okay. So boom. Here you go, Jackson R. It says, this is card 50. Embrace your true self. And then it says the angel number 1212. It means ascension, self-discovery, positive change. So what I get from this card is that you coming on this live, Jackson R, you're ascending. You're about to go into some self-discovery and you're due for positive change by being on this live. So embrace your true self. If anything that I'm talking about today interests you, if anything that you hear come out of my mouth makes you question, dive deeper into it. Go deeper into that knowledge. Look it up on YouTube. Look up some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Go deeper. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I got from this card. And Johnny, I should have been blocked you from my channel. And I've been thinking about it, but I'm being nice. I'm being nice. Happy anniversary. Thank you. I appreciate that. Rastafari. Would you suggest I search on YouTube Ascension? Yeah, start off on YouTube. You can even start with ChatGPT Ascension. But most of all, I'm here to help you guys with your natal chart. That is what I, actually, have to, accept money for and donations, things of that nature, when I'm tapping into your natal chart. So if you need help with your natal chart, let me know. All you need to let me know is, in the comments, or you can, you can shoot me a message on my Instagram. It's Ajamandan, the same as um, my YouTube, about, your date of birth, your birthday, the time you were born, and where you were born at. And I'm able to look within your natal chart and to help you get on track. Because I understand that when it comes down to having a birth chart and the natal chart, it's when how the stars were aligned when you came into this rim, the exact moment, right? So then this is where you're able to have more of like a blanket on you through life. Your natal chart is like that blanket from keeping you, too cold, or that blanket that covers you when you're too hot. You see what I'm saying? Because like the Muslims and things of that nature, they cover themselves when it's hot outside too to protect their skin. So you see what I'm saying? So your natal chart, birth chart is basically that blanket that guides you, through life. And hence why I'm sitting here on live and I have 7 likes and I'm so grateful. And I have you guys speaking to me and I'm so grateful. And it's because I'm on my purpose. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't have the likes or even people on here if I wasn't moving in my purpose. Because let's be honest, it was so many times that I was on live on Instagram and YouTube doing my music and there was no one there. And there was a reasoning, because that wasn't my only purpose. But to answer your question, Jackson, I would say I suggest YouTube. I suggest Google. I suggest any outlet for ascension, because ascension is different for everybody. Ascension could simply be for one person saying, I'm going to ascend today because I'm gonna light a candle and pray. That can be their form of ascension. See? But I appreciate everyone that came into the live. I want to say before I close out that once again, it took a while for my ancestors to get this far, and I'm just so happy that I'm here. See, I'm working on my patience. I'm working on my patience with myself, with others, but I'm also working on my patience within my path, because I understand that when it comes down to patience, it teaches discipline. When you talk about discipline, it teaches patience. So patience and discipline piggyback off of each other. And I'm understanding that these are the two things that is not hindering me, but and consistency. Patience, consistency, and what was the other one? Discipline. Patience, consistency, and discipline. Discipline, patience, and consistency is my 3 best friends. Because I'm understanding that when I practice these things, I'm going to ascend. When an individual practices these 3 things, patience, consistency, and discipline, you will ascend. You will. You will. And I want you guys to know, like, I've been consistently playing the guitar. I've been disciplined in playing the guitar. I've been patient in playing the guitar. And now I'm ascending. I've gotten better. I can feel it. I'm more comfortable playing the guitar. You see, naturally, now I'm getting to the point where I'm able to sing and play, and to the point where I'm able to walk and play. See what I'm saying? Before I wasn't able to walk and play. Before I wasn't able to walk and play the guitar. Now I'm able to walk. Now I can walk around and actually play the guitar. Before I couldn't do that. I couldn't even take 2 steps. You know what I'm saying? And David Bowles say I'm capping. Capping about what? What's that a cap about? Y'all need to stop overusing that word. Like, I grew up in Atlanta. Like, That word is played out. Been saying capping, no cap, cap. Been saying that since 2018, 2017. Y'all late to the word. That word's almost 10 years old, and y'all need to stop because y'all overusing it. Y'all don't even really know what capping means. Like y'all, you probably don't even say it right. I'm not even trying to be funny, but like I'm just serious. Like y'all just be using the word capping just to say it. Anyways, I'm not targeting nobody. I'm sorry, David, that you had to be the one I said that to, but I'm not sorry because at the same time, everyone keeps saying it. Because it's just like, why is everyone saying the same word? Sound like bots to me. People just using the same word because they have no other word to put. You know what I'm saying? Like, use a new word, okay? Being racist. How am I? Who's being racist? Me or you? How being racist? Come on, let's talk, David. Let's talk. Come on now. Come on. When you call someone like me racist, we gonna have to talk about it because you're funny. My daughter. I mean, come on now. You're funny. Not racist. Because there's a difference between being racist and what do you call it? What's the P word? I forget. Prejudice. Don't ever judge anyone you don't ever judge anyone you will be judged. Well, obviously we all will be judged. But you see, this is why everyone is scared to judge. Because it's called righteous judgment. You see, this is what I'm saying. Obviously, they scare us. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Why do you think people are so scared to go to hell when we speak about this? It's because they have a visualization that they're going to be judged and then cast down, right? Quote unquote. But there's a thing called righteous judgment. There's a thing called righteous judgment. You ever thought about that? I'd rather go to hell than heaven. Well, you're in hell right now. Whoever told you that heaven was outside of this earth is a lie. The preachers lied to us. Heaven is right here on earth. Hell is also right here on earth. It's up to you on what you want to live in. You create your own reality by your thoughts, by your actions, and by what you accept. I understand, overstand that it's okay. We're all on this journey together. But it's up to you to say certain things. It's up to you to accept certain things. You say, oh, good, so I can kill God with my mind? Well, it depends on what God you're talking about, because whichever God that you're speaking of, I mean, you can, because you probably ain't talking about the God that I'm talking about. So, I mean, we probably, have different gods. Let's just be real right there. So, because if I was to say anything about thinking about killing God, and then the God that I believe in, I know that God can't be killed. So, hey, from England, what's up? I don't discriminate from nobody. We have to understand, understand that through Rastafari, I did not know this knowledge. I didn't know this knowledge. I had to understand, understand that, hold on. I do have access to ancestral codes within my DNA. My chromosomes do exist and have ancient knowledge. I know that and believe that. But if us as a people don't start to believe even small things like that, how do you expect to glow? To arise, to ascend. We have to know that these certain things exist within us. We have to know that we're able to pull knowledge from anywhere that we want. They make us believe that we need all the elements around us and that we need the cars. And what did they have when there was no Bible here? What did the people have? Please tell me. Right. They have faith. And their works as well. But we ain't gonna talk about the Anunnaki unless y'all want to talk about the Anunnaki. We could talk about the Anunnaki if that's what y'all want to talk about. Because y'all think that we the only ones here, or even thought that we were the only ones here at one time. No. If you think that human beings is the only ones on this planet, you got some healing to do. You got some true work to do. Because do you realize how big this planet is? Even if they got the map wrong. Because let's be honest. How they showing us the map from a quote unquote satellite? You want me to believe that this is what the world looks like from a satellite? Y'all really want me to believe that this is what the world looks like exactly from a satellite? No, y'all got as best as y'all could as from what the satellite is showing y'all. I don't believe it. That's how I think. That's what I know. That's what I feel. They're not showing us what's on that map. Not every crunching crevices. They're not showing us everything. They're only showing us what they want you to see. But guess what? There's a reason why you can't see inside of the ocean. Oh, just imagine if you could see through the ocean. Imagine the stuff that they would be saying that they saw. Megalodons and all this. As far as they can go, it's something like shark-like or whale-like. There's a reasoning why we can't see through the ocean, because they will be coming up and making up all these type of things that they seen in this and that. There's a reasoning why you have to go deep inside of the ocean to even discover something new, because you have to go down there. You have to go down there. And you taking that chance, you might not come back. But hence why they give us the globe and they show us and they put it on a circle, on a sphere, and they spin it around and make you think that, oh yeah, the earth is a globe. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Yeah, this is how close Africa and the United States is. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's that close. Or quote unquote that far. No, it ain't. That's just what they showing you and making you believe. But I know it ain't true. Every time, I remember the first time, if y'all want me to be real, this was the first time I knew I had ancestral knowledge. Was when the first time I seen the globe on the spinning thing, I said, that ain't right. They just put that on the globe to show us so it can be fast. Spin it, United States, spin it, Australia. Spin it, Alaska, spin it, China. That's all they did. It's just so it's faster to teach. Y'all need to stop. Do you listen to any music? If so, what's your favorite song? Of course, I make music. I love music. I make my own music. But my favorite song, I'm going to say right now, is definitely Babylon System by Bob Marley. The Babylon system is the vampire. Yeah, that's that song. But I'm gonna be real. Probably Bob Marley songs is like my favorite songs, because every time I listen to Bob, it's I'm getting knowledge. See what I'm saying? Like, it's not that many artists that came across our generations that's like really giving out knowledge and like in a groovy way, but also a way that you can feel enlightened, feel good and proud of, like the way that Bob did it in the Wailers. See what I'm saying? We have to give the credit where it's due, not just Bob, but to the Wailers and Rita Marley and the singers. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all of them. It was a real movement, bro. But I would say Zion Train, Babylon System. Could you be loved and be loved? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And I also make my own music. I make 432 hertz. I make instrumentals. I make my archives, my 432 hertz frequency music. Also, I used to dabble into hip hop and rap, but now I'm more rapping. If I was to rap again, I will be rapping knowledge. You know, things that's straight knowledge, conscious rap. He said, "Where are you currently?" I'm seeing this from Illinois. Hey, what's up? I'm in Virginia right now, Virginia Beach at the moment. But I used to live out there in Illinois for a little bit. My daughter actually stays out there. What's my craziest thing I experienced in life? Well, I first experienced being awake while when I was 3 years old, 4 years old. I had to get 160 something stitches in my forehead when I was 4 years old, and they couldn't put me to sleep because I was too young, and they couldn't give me no pain meds. So the craziest thing that I experienced was that because I was like I was alive and dying at the same time, and you know what I'm saying? Like I had to be held down because I was moving so much from getting stitches in my forehead when I'm 4 years old. So that was probably the craziest experience that I've had. But if you want to go more into as I've gotten old, when I got left in the mountains. You said craziest. Yeah, when I got left in the mountains, that was probably the craziest when I got left in the mountains. When my homie, quote unquote homie, friend, or was it just someone that was used by the Most High to just place me out there? Because I'm not mad at that person. I knew it happened for a reason. But was when I got left in the mountains. I got off work one day, and homeboy was like, "Hey, I gotta leave, and you can't come with me." We was like thugging it out. We was sleeping in the car, thugging it out until we get our money up. And I said, "All right." And I was left in the mountains, somewhere I did not know, in Pennsylvania. Yep, in a small, small, small town called St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. I worked at Walmart. Yeah, left in the mountains. That was probably one of the craziest experiences I've had because the fact that I didn't I didn't panic. That's what makes it crazy to me, in a sense, because I didn't panic. And I'm gonna be real. If I would have panicked, I probably it probably would have been bad because I would have gotten nervous and then started walking places I wouldn't have supposed to been. Things of that nature. Some people get nervous and they start just walking just to fight off the nerves. But I didn't start walking. I sat on the swing and I said, God, I know this is for a reason. Even though my tears were dropping, I was like, I know this is for a reason. I know this is for a reason. I started singing. I said, I know this is for a reason. I started like just singing like, I don't know what it's about, but I know it's for a reason. I started doing that. And that was probably the craziest because I didn't panic. Instead, I started singing. So that's what makes it craziest for me because I'm in the mountains. I don't know where I'm at, and it was freezing cold. And you know what they say about mountains, all the animals and stuff, and all this. It was crazy. And I'm so grateful that it happened to me every single day. I'm so happy that me being left in the mountains happened to me. I'm so happy that it happened. And I noticed somebody took a like away. I know what that means too. Thank you. Y'all sees to never disappoint me. I love it. Humans is gonna be humans, and People's gonna be people, but I love either way. I'm gonna try my best to either way. Whether it's tough love, I still love. He said, "You brought what brought you?" Um, family. Family initially brought me out here because I had some family from the Caribbeans. My Caribbean side of the family lived out here, and also my grandma. Well, I'm lying. I Capanese on y'all. I lied. I initially came out here for solar, was for a job opportunity, and then eventually it turned into me knowing that I had some family out here, and then eventually it led to me starting a family out here, and now you know what I'm saying. Now I'm on my purpose out here. But initially for a job opportunity, I was doing solar, and then they had I knew someone that was doing solar from where I was staying before, and they was like, "Hey, if you come out here, I can help you with this opportunity," and da 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 da. And it was cool while it lasted, but I'm gonna be real. It was a fight. It was a fight because I was in between a Saturn return. If any of you guys are between 26 and 30 right now, put a one in the chat or something, because you may be possibly going through a Saturn return right now, because I'm going through my Saturn return right now, and I just turned 30, and my Saturn is in Pisces. So a Saturn return is basically when you reach a certain age, between 26 and 30, you start to come into like who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like your young days are over for the most part. You're still young, but you're getting a little up there now. You're 28. Okay, Jackson. Okay, bet. So you're possibly going through a Saturn return right now. It's either beginning or you're in the middle of it right now. And in order to know which sign it's in, you have to go within your natal chart. You know what I'm saying? And go look at your Saturn and see what it's in. And it will basically tell you like what's going to be happening. Like mine is in Pisces. Mine has to do with discipline, getting rid of what no longer serves you, and basically getting on my purpose and doing things that everything that I'm doing right now will solidify me for the next years to come. But mine is in Pisces, so it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a water sign, but I'm also living by water. I'm also in a relationship with someone that is a water sign, and we have children that is a lot of water, but I'm a fire sign. So it's teaching me is teaching me balance. My Saturn return is teaching me true balance, because I am a fire sign. I am a Leo, but I also have Leo Venus. I barely have any water in my chart. So I'm knowing that my Saturn return in Pisces is, and also the relationships and the children and just overall living by water, it's helping me have true balance within myself. Not saying that the water puts the fire out. No, not seeing it from a negative perspective, but seeing it as a calming perspective, saying I can be very fiery. I need a little water to soothe me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. He said, bro, be honest. If you see me walking down the street, you would call me ice. You would call ice on me. Why you say that? I don't call ice on nobody. I don't call nobody for nobody. If I saw you walking down the street, I would literally either look at you and that would be it, or I would acknowledge you, say, give you a head nod, a wave, keep walking past, or I ain't calling nobody. I mean, I'm not that person. I'm not scary. He said, because I'm Mexican. What does that have to do with anything? I'm Dominican. Mexicans are my favorite people. I grew up with Mexicans. I grew up on the north side of Atlanta. Where do you think the Migos came from, the rap group? Their name Migos came from because on the north side of Atlanta, there's a lot of Mexicans there, and we're very cool. We're very tight. They're very tight and cool with black people, and we're all cool. So I would not call nobody on you. Do you have a pet bird? Just sounds like birds in the background. No, I don't have a pet bird, but it's definitely the ceiling up here. If you can see this right here, it's like a little fan right here, and it like it's a little old, so it like makes noise. He said, "No, no, wait. So you ain't from Nigeria?" No, I'm not from Nigeria. Nice, funny joke, but I'm not from Nigeria. I am mixed with African descent, though. Yes, I am 25% Nigerian. I am. I've done my ancestry, but I'm also Dominican uh, and French. So, yeah. I know you just got jokes, Johnny. I know you're probably looking for a good laugh, but I mean, hey, if my smile helps you get a good laugh, that's cool. I noticed that when I'm upset, people like when I'm upset, but I also know when I'm happy that people like seeing me happy too. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like I realize that I have the ability to raise the vibration of people, but also if I'm not happy, they may end up being sad as well. So I'm saying that I know I have a certain power, and I'm just choosing to use my power as light. You know what I'm saying? Before when I was in Babylon, I didn't know my power to a certain degree, but I acknowledged it when every time after work, everyone's waiting on me to say, "What's the plans? Well, what we about to do?" And whatever I said, we went and did, and that showed my power. Most of the time, it was just like, "Oh, let's just go have a smoke sesh," or "Oh, let's just go bowling," or "Oh, let's go over here, let's have a drink." It was nothing too crazy. I was not leading my people astray. He said, you would look nice in my basement." Well, that's funny because if I was in your basement, how would I look nice? Um, Hello again. Hey, I take everything with a grain of salt. It's a joke. Hey, what's up? What's up? But I'm very serious about raising the consciousness and the vibration here on Earth. But I understand that he said we arrive at straight and gay people. We arrived at straight and gay people. I'm confused. We arrived. That's something Diddy would say. What would Diddy say? He said Life Jennings. Yeah. What song is that? Oh, what's the song? Dang, what is this? Life Jennings song. Oh, I know that song. What is it? Oh, they're crying. They're lying. How it go? Crying is like taking it so. I forgot how it go. I can't remember. Okay. Must be nice when it's someone who can. That's that jam. When your rough times get me, someone as lonely as a lion, but still as gentle as a bluebird. Yeah, I grew up on that. I was about 8 years old singing Life Jennings, my heart out. Singing Anthony Hamilton, singing my heart out. Yeah, I know that. I come from that. Yeah, we know Life Jennings. I like the joke though, because, I mean, it's not even a joke. It's not even an insult. I take it as like, Life Jennings, hey, it is what it is. So you 35? No, I ain't 35. It's my Earth Day today though. I was born 95. I was born 95, but I ain't 35. He said you sing good. Try a song from your chest. Yeah, I wasn't singing for real, but I appreciate it. I need to sing more. That's one of my not even phobias or fears, just more of like singing with confidence. Oh, once I'm there, I'm there. Once I get that, I got that. I, I'm taking over. What I mean by that is I just know that when I get there, I'm not rushing it, but I do know when I get there, I'm gonna put my singing in the words, and it's gonna touch the people, just like Bob did, on a whole different. When one door is closed, when one door is closed, another one is open. Yeah. Would you let the system get on top your head again? No, drag, no. The biggest evidence he was just a baby in this life, in this life, in this sweet life. Hey, coming in from the cold. We're coming in it, coming in it, coming in it. Hey! Well. Coming in from the cold. That's my jam. It's you. It's you. It's you I'm talking to. Well, you. You I'm talking to now. Hey! Why do you look so sad and forsaken? Don't you know when door? Don't you know when door is another one is open? Well, would you let the system get on top of your head again? No, drag, no. That's my song. I'm sorry, I had to go in right quick. That's my song. He said, 35-year-old normal for this age. A lot of smart things you say. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm 30, but I'm considered an old soul because, I've a lot of older people told me a lot of stories, and I've just learned from their stories pretty much, and picked it up over the years and just collected it. You married? Do you have kids? I'm not married, legally, but I am married, to my partner. Like, we're spiritually married. We locked in, and yes, I do have kids. Yes, and I love them very much. I miss them. I miss one of my daughters. She's staying with her mom right now, and I just had a newborn. The boy Israelite. Ja Rastafari, tribe of Dan. Ajman Dan, Ajman Dan, Ajman Dan, Ajman. Rastafari, when I hear to be, had the name God in you, right to infinity. I'm on the mic and I'm speaking my highly Selassie, the head in the trick. Beating down Babylon, they want the fame. Spirit, my ancestors right in my veins. NBA, entertain, she was insane. Rastafari, music, I'm on another lane. Sheesh, that's what we spitting. He said, turn on donations so people can send you cash. Well, I had to learn how to turn that on. And I will. But if you want to donate, you can send to my Cash App. It's in the Cash App, Venmo, or Chime. It's in my description. I would appreciate that too. You said you scared out my goodness. Wait, you scared out my goodness in me. I was almost dropping off the bottle of oil in the kitchen. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by scared? Like my singing? Is scientist, he said, you on the fruit wave? Oh, of course, I'm on the fruit wave. You know that. I'm ITEL. ITEL is vital. ITEL is vital. Of course, I'm on the fruit wave. Stop the cap. Yes. He said, of course not. He said, what does fruit wave mean? That means if you eat fruits, I'm sure, daily and every day for most of your meals, and you don't look at your water as a replacement of fruits. You look at your fruits as a replacement of your water. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be direct, so it's no confusion. He said, if scientists discovered that the only way to generate unlimited clean energy was having a group of lab interns, would society actually agree to do it? Possibly, because they're bots. Most people in society are bots. We off the meats. Yeah, we off the meats. We've been off the meats. No, yes, I'm plant-based. I'm vegan. Yes. Yes, I've had slip-ups time to time where I've had stuff that had milk products in it. But yes, I have not eaten meat in maybe a couple years. And I'm sure that it shows. Let's just be real. Yes, I intake my water. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, we don't listen, we don't do the meats because why? Not just because we care about animals, not just that, not just because we love the temple, not just because we care about our temple, because it's a misinformation on what the meats actually have in it. These meats that are quote unquote meats that's from these corporations ain't meat. Not from an animal. They may be mixed. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, see, I already know when I lived in Florida, there was a certain odor that was coming from the food, and then there was certain odor that came from some people's poop, and they smelled the same. So I said, something ain't right. Something ain't right. When I was in Florida, I knew something was not right once I smelled. I went to the bathroom. I said, "There's stank in here, right?" Then I went right around that same corner and got a whiff of what the smell that was coming from a restaurant. I said, something ain't right. And this was like 2-3 years ago now, going on now. 3 years ago, going on now. And I'm sitting here, I'm still the same. I'm like, that ain't real meat. The ones that's in the restaurants is not real meat. So he said, you're too smart for this world. You sure you're not a genius? You have a lot of good ability in your heart. You're kind, respectful, smart. How do you handle it all on your back, honestly? I appreciate everything that you just said, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Transmutation of energy. I'm gonna read your second and your question in a second, Ken. Honestly, transmutation of energy. So everything that I feel, everything that I feel, I make my music. I make instrumentals. I make not no type of, just, oh, I'm making a hip hop beat. No, I have my own style on how I make my music. And I use that energy, that knowledge, that everything that I'm feeling, transmute it into sound. To where then the sound is able to do the rest. Fruity Loops, absolutely. FL Studio. I turn my music into 432 hertz. If you don't know what 432 hertz is, look it up. It's the natural frequency of the planet Earth. They changed the frequency of all the music back in, I think, 1940s or 30s or 50s. They changed it to 440 hertz, which is not the natural frequency of Earth. Yes, I'm also a musician, absolutely. So what honestly keeps me everything and keeps me going is me being able to transmute my energy into sound. And that's honestly what has been getting me through. If I did not have FL Studio, I don't know if I would still be here. And I'm trying to say this with a straight face because I kind of get emotional when I start to think about this. You're actually tapping into my heart chakras right now, because if it wasn't for FL Studio, I don't know where I would be. I'm so serious. I don't know. If I was not able to transmute my energy, into sound, some way, somehow, the way that Jah the Most High showed me, I wouldn't know. Okay, I'm gonna read your thing right quick, Ken. I didn't mean to get a little emotional, but it just came out, man. Ain't that much chicken in the world. Figured everybody got chicken. They only lay 3 days a week. Yeah, they be shooting them chickens up, bro. Like, no, Sirski. He said, I gotta cop that finger drum, John. Ooh, I ain't heard about that one yet. Put me on game, Ken. Put me on game. You talking about the one that's for your phone? Like you can put on your phone? He said, I am confident I was asking your honest. I am confident I was asking your honesty. Thank you. You're welcome. He said, I'm 37. Fruit Loops was out when I was 7th grade. Yeah, man. Yes, and Fruit Loops is the. As a kid, I remember seeing it on somebody's computer. And I think I was probably like, no lie, I was probably like 9 or 10 when I first seen it. And I never forgot it. Never. I never forgot it. And then it was 2017, and then my homeboy had Fruit Loops. And I was like, this is what I've been trying to remember and get back into since I was 10. So ever since 2017, I've been locked in because I saw I saw Fruity Loops as I was a kid and was always intrigued by it. So when I came into an adult and I saw it again, I already knew where I was going. I already knew. This is what I've been. So I just been on it. So yeah, if y'all want to check out my beats and stuff, it's on all platforms. You can check out my stuff. It's under Des Dreams. You know, my spiritual name, my name now is Ajamandan, but my musician name is Des Dreams. That's DEZDREAMZ. No space. No space. All right, I can start a poll on here. Okay, I can start a poll, and I'm gonna pin this message. You said I'm too smart for this world. Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say I'm too smart for this world. I would just say that I'm creating a new rim. You have to see all the things that must be fixed on the real good way. But when you get down, because it's too much, take it all in. Take all of it on your hands and do your best. Yeah, I can see. No, you're right. You see, singing is what's next for me. No, because you're 100% right. Yeah, I make beats. Yeah, I play the guitar, but singing is that next level for me. Bob, you said flat Earth. Oh, flat Earth. Okay, here we go. We getting there, Ken. Now you tapping me back in. I got you. 1 second. Hold on. Now you get me worked up. I like talking about stuff like this. See, I get excited when we talk about topics like this. It lets me tap in and gets my pineal gland activated and stimulated. I love it. I love my pineal gland gets stimulated. See, that's what we don't understand. We have to do things that activate and stimulate our pineal gland. Flipping burgers ain't stimulating your pineal gland. Working for the man ain't stimulating your pineal gland right. Having your spiritual gifts tap into your ancestral knowledge is stimulating that pineal gland. Just saying. Just saying. Can't play guitar or sing at the same time? I can. Well, actually, I'm getting better at it, but I haven't officially tried to play chords and sing like a hook. No, I haven't. I haven't tried that yet because I'm basically I don't want to put too much weight on myself to where I get aggravated with it. I don't want to get aggravated with learning the guitar and trying to sing at the same time. I don't want to force it. You know what I'm saying? I want it to naturally happen. So now I've been slowly humming and things of that nature, but mostly I just been focused on creating melodies and just getting used to playing the guitar. But here we go. He said flat Earth. And just so y'all know, I know I'll be everywhere when I be talking and things of that nature. Just forgive me. That's just who I am. And sometimes if you want me to get back on track, just put it back in the little meech. That's funny. But flat Earth. I'm gonna say this. I was saying this earlier. You know that globe that they've been showing us since the 80s or the 90s that spins around. That was just an easier way for them to teach us. Oh, here's Virginia. Boop. Phew. Here's China. Oh, then we back to Alaska. That's all that they did. They manipulated the mind to make us think that the Earth was a globe from making the globe. That's it. They manipulated the mind, said, "Oh, the world is round." If anything, the world is like a curve, like a sphere or something. It's not just a circle, bro. It's not. So you should start. You should start with just learning how to play chords. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate that, Jackson. I am realizing all of existence at the same time and knowing history and what might happen. Mm, yeah. When you stimulate the pineal gland. Yep. Now we talking. Yes. Said Dan. Did you try to pull all? Hold on. Did you try to put all in your heart, but all everything, like every time, every word, every emotion, every feeling, everything? And I'm gonna take your advice, and I am. I really am. I think your name is Marka. Mark. I don't know how to say your name. I apologize, but I'm gonna take your advice. I think the main reason on why I haven't truly done it yet is because I'm knowing that the things that I want to talk about, it pulls on my heartstrings. So I don't want to like mess up my experience by attaching emotions, too much emotions to it. I want to be able to say and speak these things and say these things when some of them are all the way healed, just a little bit more. Like I'm basically, I want to when that opportunity comes, I want to know that I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not backing down from it at all, though. I'm not backing down from it at all. I love that name too, by the way. He said, "Did you know in Australia that poop goes back in your butt? Cause it is on the other." Okay, okay. No, I did not know that, and I don't know if that's true, but I hope it ain't true. I even know they have a lightener in here. That's cool to have a lightener on YouTube. He says, "What are your thoughts on the moon? Do you think it's real or fake? An opinion is the moon flat too?" Okay, so my opinion. I appreciate the question. My opinion about the moon is I believe the truth when they talk about the gravitational pull and stuff like that about the moon and Earth. I believe that the moon is definitely not as far as they say. It's not even how it looks. So I don't know if it's flat, but I would definitely say it's not what they show us. They just did a whole bunch of spell working and spell casting with the words saying that it's round and that it's circle and that it's they did all these words casting spells to then put it in our brain to make us physically perceive it through our eyes that way. But the only reason why we are seeing it this way is because they told us that it was this way. That's my perspective. He said, never seen side of the moon. The back we can't leave here. Water is flat every same when we see somebody sleeping. Yep, you're right. A circle and a sphere are different. That's true. A quarter is not a basketball. That's true, Ken. That's true. I like how you put that. I like how you put that. What's up, Kylie? I love how Ken just put that. A quarter is not a basketball, brother. Have you ever read the Disc World Series of books? No, I haven't, but I think I know what disc you're talking about. Talking like more the Egyptians and stuff like that. That type of disc. I forget the exact name. But I understand like now, like our ancestors really had like elements like around them that would enhance their superpowers. We got elements around us, but are we really saying like, oh, I'm gonna use this element and put this element at that angle, and then put this element at that angle, and then put the element at that angle and that angle. So then I'm I got this area sealed with protection, or I gotta, like, we have to understand that they use certain elements around them to where when they tapped in, oh, it came through like without a question. See what I'm saying? It was very intentional. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, Kylie? What's up? Uh, Farid. Wait, Farid, Farid, Farid. When I was 14 years old, I was writing anything what I was feeling. Yeah, I was doing that too. I used to write poetry. I still do poetry a lot. And I'm pretty good at it. I love doing poetry and I'm great at it. Family, I make lyrics. Yep. I was thinking to be a poet, philosopher. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. I love that. I'm the same way. I love doing poetry. I honestly, that's one of my strongest suits is writing lyrics and poems. That's also within my natal chart. I know who I am to a certain degree. I may just not always move in those areas like as frequently as I should. Not as frequently as I should. I'm gonna keep it a stat. There's a series of books on how the world is flat. I haven't seen it. And floating on the back of a turtle floating through the universe. That's interesting. He said, "Write a poem." I will. I will write a poem. Let me write one right now. Okay. I can write one. I can write one right now. I was supposed to write today, and I didn't write today. That's another thing about me. I was supposed to be writing every single day, and sometimes hey, this is why I want to have YouTube as a passive, income, so I'm able to do what I need to do when I'm supposed to do it, and not worry about irrelevant things. Sometimes we live in this matrix and we worry about, oh, how am I going to pay this, or how am I going to get this, or sometimes I get stuck in that. But then I say, no, I have everything that I need, and everything that I don't have, I will call it in. Seen? Oh my goodness, I have almost written through this whole book already. He said, write a poem. Okay, I'm gonna write one right now. In the times of triumph, do not be led astray. Go within, but pause. Then press play. The awakening is revealed that you was made to hold on, did I say reveal? Hold on. Is revealed. The awakening is revealed so that hold on. The awakening is revealed so that you can instill. Ooh. You can instill path. There you go. I didn't write too good, but I mean, could be could be anything you want. Could be anything you want to end. He said, reading is a thing we do, but sometimes we do an assignment no one told us. There's a plus of reading as facts. Don't try to put any don't try to put any limit on creation. That's very true. I agree to that. And I want y'all to check out my beats though, my instrumentals, because I've tested this on myself. When you listen to my beats before bed, while you're cooking, while you're drawing, while you're writing, it enhances the mood, it enhances your vibration, and it also enhances your sleep. I don't know what that is, but if you search up Dez Dreams, DEZ, my pages are actually in my description, like my other lovely channels. You can either go to Dez Dreams or you can go to my 77.7 FM radio. That's also another YouTube channel. And check out some of my instrumentals. Where the poem right up and how it looks is part of the poem. Yeah, my poem looks kind of bad. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I was writing it, but it says, in the time of triumph, do not be led astray. Go within and pause. Then press play. The awakening is revealed that you will be instilled the path. So, from what I take from that is, in time of triumph, in time of trials, just pause, take a breath, then proceed, press play. To know that just because you're having a triumph, your problem, the awakening is about to be revealed. That now you are instilled the path. But that basically what I'm saying is you can overcome anything. Just pause and understand that you're having an awakening. And then you'll be on your way. Most of our times we have problems, it's just an awakening. But when most of us don't call it an awakening, we call it an issue or problem. But it's just an awakening. Just like they say death. It's just a transition. All about terminology. He said, Dez, hey, who's calling me Dez? Y'all mean y'all must know me. Or it's before I changed my YouTube name. Who you is? Dez, it's a prefix of opening up and take your hand of freedom where you do explore, develop, and try to do a better person. Interesting name. Yep. I already said it. I guess I'm just trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just trying to figure out if are you a family or a friend or you my YouTube family. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know I said my name. My bad. Reading is the best way to write better. That is so true, bro. Yo, that is so true. Reading is the best way to write better. I'm write that down. I ain't gonna cap. I'm gonna write that down. Reading is the best way to write better. That boy just hit something on needle on the head. Grace, I'm not okay. I just got dumped because he said I was ugly and body shamed me. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Grace. Anyone that called you ugly and that was body shaming you, that means that they were only on a third dimensional way of thinking. Seen? That means that they were only looking at your flesh. And that's not their fault. That's technically Babylon's fault because they focus on the flesh. But understand, overstand that that was supposed to happen for you to understand, overstand that it's not that person's fault that they only see you as 3D. See? It's not their fault that they only see you as a flesh. That's what the world promotes. I'm sorry, it's not his fault. But you have to understand, overstand that's not who you are though. You're not ugly. And you will not be body shamed. You have to know that you are your soul. See? You're not just your flesh. Third dimensional isn't a way of thinking. It sure isn't it. But when someone body shames someone and calls someone ugly, that means that they're low vibrational, and either they're talking about themselves, because that's sometimes what it is too. Someone body shames people and call people ugly because they're bullies, and they're really talking about themselves. They're really telling themselves how they feel about themselves. So I apologize for being, I can't apologize for someone dumping you, but I will say it happened for a reason. It may hurt right now. It may hurt. You may grieve over it. You might not. But just know that it's not true. What you're going through is an awakening. Actually, this poem is for you, Grace. They told me to write it. What's name told me to write it, but it was for you. In times of triumph, do not be led astray. Go within and pause and press play. The awakening is revealed that you are now instilled the path. So the fact that you got dumped, that person is removed out of your life, and now you will be greater on your path without that person. Simple. Did I take a lot of psychedelics before reading a lot of books? First of all, I didn't take a lot of psychedelics, and I'm gonna be real. I haven't read a lot of books. But I would say I have experience with what do you call it? I have experience, but not with mushrooms. I've tried acid a couple of times in my years, like 2017. That was before I was even on a spiritual tip or even really reading books. I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. I have tried that, but not since I have an awakening. I haven't. But I can see why you would think that. But most of my knowledge comes from me tapping into my ancestors. Most of my knowledge comes from being a true grid worker. If you don't know what a grid worker is, let me know if you don't know what a grid worker is. We'll talk about being a grid worker. He said, it's not the most common thing to say to a man, as a man, you are a beautiful heart, because of social rules and behavior. The known frequency are respected. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And I appreciate you saying these things because I know your perspective. When you say someone has a beautiful heart, you're seeing them from their actual heart space. You're not looking at me from my flesh. You're looking at me from the heart space, and that I appreciate that. I appreciate you seeing me for who I am, not for what Babylon makes the flesh to be. You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm not saying that I'm ugly or that I look mean, but I know that if anyone just color my skin, someone could think anything about me. See what I'm saying? So I appreciate you saying that. He said, classic. Been there, right too messy to even read my own writing. Yeah. Yep. You've been there and you ain't speaking nothing but facts. You speaking facts, my boy. It's like when those thoughts are trying to just flow and you don't want to mess up the flow, but so you're just trying to write half of it. It's okay, Nathan. I know I'm smiling and you don't want to see that. It's okay. He said, I'm not okay. I just got dumped because he said I was ugly and body shamed. But guess what? But guess what though, Grace? Um, every moment that you have now is critical. Because even though that happened to you, even though that happened to you, and Nathan, I want to take you off my channel, but I'm being nice because you may be going through something right now. um, but like I was saying, Grace, it ain't true. It's not true. You are not your flesh. Remember that. You are not your flesh. Never forget that. Not just you, everyone. You are not your flesh. Don't forget that. I am not this flesh. This is just a suit. Yep, it's okay. Don't even worry about it. He'll just be hidden from the channel. It's okay, you know. We don't accept, low vibrational, negative vibrations over here. You already responded to the same comment from Grace. Yeah, I know, but I think she put it. I think that same person put it again, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I guess they put it again. It could be a bot. My bad. But yeah, like see, even this book. Look, what it say? 888 portal. I wrote that from